you mentioned the draft, and I want to kind of talk about sort of leading up to the draft and draft night. But I think the first time we ever met, like we talked about this, but like you and I were supposed to play together.
Yeah.
Like you kind of had like, because we lost to Toronto. They wanted to get bigger on the wing. Mm-hmm. I think Philly, like they made enough of an offer that, you know, they wanted to bring me back. And I think they indicated you like, oh yeah, JJ's going to be back. I know they told Al that. They told Al I was coming.
Yeah.
Al thought he was going to play with me.
Yeah.
Talk about that just pre-draft process and they kind of zeroed in on you. It was a little bit of a telegraph. When did you sort of know, like, I'm going to Philly?
I feel like enough time has passed. I knew for a long time. Not like that long, but like I knew for over a month before the draft exactly where I was going. And Philly what can I say?
Not gonna get anybody trouble, I don't think. It's not tampering.
Dude,
it's a draft.
Well, I'll just say this. We had Michael Porter on last week, and he specifically was like, the Clippers doctor said I'll never play in the NBA. And that's why so it's like, no, it's just fine. It's like,
yeah, it was. So I get done with my college season, I start training, and it's starting to get to the time where like workouts are starting with teams, and Philly had apparently been interested in me since like my junior year of college, and I was now a senior, graduated. And so when it came time to start working out, my agent comes to me, he's like, so Philly has made a proposition, essentially. Like they proposed that they give you, I think, they call it a promise? Yeah. Like a promise to pick you with their whatever. I think they're supposed to be like the 22nd?
24th, I think.
24th pick, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And at this point, like, my brain's all scrambled about this NBA thing. I've watched countless guys go, and I feel like they didn't have to do anything. They were like a shoo-in. Like from Markelle Fultz to DeJounte Murray, like these guys, I felt like their path was very different. So when it came to my turn, I was like, well, I mean, I've never heard of this. What is this? And why would I want to take a promise over just betting on myself and see how high I could go? And I went back and forth with my agent and my dad, and basically they made it clear to me that Philly was an opportunity where they wanted and needed my skill set. And I think that's something that's not really appreciated by young players coming in, because they're like, oh, I'm just trying to be a lottery pick. I'm trying to make all this money. But what people don't realize, like, it's so hard to stick. Like, you should take the pay cut at the beginning, because at the end of the day, that's not where the real money is. Get into a team that wants you and believes in you. And I mean, I think you can see it in how my career, I mean, I've played 2 years, but I've had a successful 2 years because of this opportunity, because my skill set isn't necessarily, if a team doesn't really want me or believe in me or want to win, like I could have fizzled out pretty early.
Your skill set value is exponentially higher on a team like Philly, a championship contender, a team that needs switching defenders, lockdown defenders, guys that can guard primary scorers. I 100% agree, and I think it's rare actually that a young player does have that perspective as they enter the draft. You know, most guys are just like, I want to go as high as possible. You know, and even I can remember, you know, my draft. Like I was looking, I didn't know a ton about the NBA. I didn't watch a ton of NBA like in college. I was so into like college basketball. So like my thing was like, all right, if I'm the 8th pick, I get paid this much, and like. At the time, like the difference between the 8th pick and 11th pick was probably only like $1 million, but $1 million to me at the time was insane amount of money. So I'm like, I want to be the 8th pick. I want to be the 7th pick, whatever it was. It was like more important for me then. But you look back now and it really is all about situation and being in the right fit.
Yeah. And so when I was able to understand that, we were like, yeah, let's do it. We'll take hit Philly back. We'll take the promise. And now it's a matter of keeping it secret. So it's like, I remember it was like 7 weeks until the draft at this point when we agreed to this. And it's like, okay, so I have 7 weeks where I can't tell. I didn't tell my sister. Like, my dad might have known. But, like, and you know how it is, like, everyone's asking, who have you worked out for? Like, guys who are in your draft class, like, hey, did you go work out with so-and-so? Or, like, are you coming to the combine? And I'm just over here just trying to, like, I try to be a truthful person. But I'm like over here trying to make up lies and be as convincing as possible of like, oh no, we're waiting for workouts. It's like, dude, the draft.
Wait, so you didn't work out for anybody?
So I worked out for Philly, but this was
That's a red flag if I've ever heard of a red flag before.
Like I didn't work out
for nobody.
No, like nobody. But I'm telling people like, no, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I worked out for Philly. It was like I was working out with a trainer he lived in Milwaukee at the time. So I was going to Milwaukee to work out at some Division III school, middle of nowhere. And Philly you guys were in a series with, were you guys in a series with Chicago or something? Or
It was Brooklyn, then Toronto.
Brooklyn, so it was Brooklyn, and they flew into Chicago and then drove to Milwaukee because they didn't want anyone to like be able to tie the strings, whatever. And so they come, so Elton and Mark Eversley, they come to watch me work out, and this is like this covert operation, like because at this point nobody knows what's going on, like nobody's supposed to know. And we go to this little gym at like 7:30 in the morning. They pull up in like the black Escalade, blacked out windows. Like I'm shitting bricks. Like I'm freaking out. This is because I haven't worked out in front of anybody. I've just been me and my trainer all summer. And we get in there. First of all, they're hiding in the gym because they don't want, if anyone came in, they didn't want to be seen. So they're like in this gym behind a wall, watching like around a corner.
I'm going to text EB right now.
Oh God, I feel
This
like
is
I
crazy.
really shouldn't be saying this.
No, dude, it's great.
And so, I mean, yeah, workout. The only thing notable about the workout was I airballed my first shot, and that was like devastating. But I was able to recover, and it all worked out in the end. But yeah,
I have a question for both of you about this kind of process. They do all this, you make the promise, but what is stopping another team who has a smart scout or a smart GM or whatever from just being like, oh, Matisse fits, like we're just going to pick him?
yeah, that
You know what I mean? It's not like it's the second pick in the draft where
No. Yeah. That was like the fear, ultimately. That's why like it was so serious that I keep the secret because it gave other teams leverage. And ultimately I ended up, for those who don't know, getting drafted by Boston because they thought that OKC was just going to risk it. Like I did some medical stuff for Philly too as well before the draft, so they knew like I wasn't broken. And OKC I think was just going to be like, we'll just take our chances. And then Philly was like, no, we're not having that. So they arranged something with Boston. So Boston drafted me for Philly, and Philly drafted someone for them. We made the
And
switch.
I think there was an exchange of picks as well
Yeah.
to compensate Boston for
Yeah.
taking you earlier and all that stuff.
you would have been a good fit in Boston too.
Did you know all that stuff was going down on draft night? Were you privy to that information? Like when Boston picked, I always find it fascinating when a guy gets drafted on draft night and then gets traded 5 minutes later. Did you know all that was happening?
I didn't know any of that until I actually got invited to the green room, barely. They like they added 2 half tables so that me and like one other person could be there. So at this tiny picnic table in like the corner of the green room.
Come, don't bring anyone else.
No, literally, it was like me, my agent, my dad, my sister. That was it. Everyone else was like 10, their whole family. No, so like a couple picks before, like, you see like the agents lean over and whisper, you never know what they're talking about. My agent did that and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, Boston's going to draft you and then they're going to trade you. It's all good. Like stick to it. The plan is still whatever. I was like, okay. Then the cameras come over and you know the whole thing.